Let's talk about some tips for limiting red meat consumption to 2 servings or less per week. This is what I personally do. I don't have any red meat. I don't just limit it to 2 servings or less. I've cut it out completely. This is how I do it. So you got to think of person A and person B. Person A orders in and eats out all the time. They go each time they're sitting down for a meal, they're choosing between the chicken, the fish, the red meat option, the plant-based protein option. So every single time they're ordering in or eating out, they are required to remember my lecture on the evils of red meat in order to make the right decision. They're required to be in a sound state of mind. They're required to have no emotional troubles in their consciousness and care nothing more in life than about optimizing their health. Every single time they're making an ordering decision, that's what's required. Let's take person B. Person B doesn't order in or eat out at all. They prepare their own meals. They decide at the grocery store maybe once every month or two what they're going to stock their freezer with in terms of plant-based protein, seafood, and chicken. And they are making that decision once every couple months. And they have to be in sound state of mind. They have to be thinking about their health. They have to have no emotional challenges they're facing. And who do you think is more likely to follow through on limiting their red meat in their diet? Let me give you a hint. Person B. So the goal here is not to take away the idea that I'm going to just keep ordering in and eating out and just choosing the non-red meat option, because you are leaving the option of red meat on the table, so to speak, multiple times throughout the day. My recommendation is to take back the kitchen, liberate yourself from the food industry, prepare your own food, make consistently good decisions once every few months, and that'll set you up for months of following through on a healthy diet, rather than counting on the daily vicissitudes of emotions to make your decisions. So we'll start with a plan. If you're going to prepare your own food, it's good to have a plan, because then you can buy ingredients ahead of time. I have a salad for lunch every day, a plate of vegetables sauteed with a protein for dinner, oats and fruit for dessert. You can see I'm the only time where there's a threat of red meat would be at dinner, when I'm having these sauteed vegetables with a protein. And I'll tell you what my recommendations are and instead of red meat. At lunch, not really an issue. Salads can be incredibly rich in protein given their beans, whole grains, and oats with fruit, no chance for red meat there. I then shop for ingredients. I'm basically thinking, what am I going to have with those vegetables for dinner every night? I have 2 categories of food I purchase for my protein. One is plant-based protein. There's all sorts of soy protein, pea protein. There's mycoprotein. And then there's all sorts of seafood. I make sure to include in the rotation the seafood that's highest in omega-3 fatty acids, like salmon and anchovies and mackerel. But I like to switch it up too and have scallops and shrimp. I don't have white meat pictured here because, to me, white meat is a waste of time. If you're going to have a protein, you might as well have it do double duty. Protein in seafood gives you omega-3s. Protein that's based with beans has lots of fiber and other antioxidants. But chicken and turkey are by all means acceptable. Many of these products last months. The refrigerated plant-based protein maybe lasts a couple of weeks or so that I'll buy more often. but you could buy frozen or jarred seafood for months, and stock up for months. And finally, I prepare. I've designed a recipe plan that basically allows me to prepare any Chinese stir fry, any Indian curry, any Italian marinara, and any Mexican chili with any vegetable and any kind of protein. It's a basic template. It uses one pan. It takes anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes depending on the cooking time of the vegetable. And it is delicious. This is my template. Heat a skillet on medium heat, add a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, add garlic, add chopped onion, saute medium heat until onion is translucent, 5 minutes. You then add crushed red pepper flakes. You add seasoning to make it the world cuisine you're intending, and I'll get to that in a minute. You add protein, which could be the chicken or the fish or the plant-based protein, and you saute it until brown, squeezing a lemon over the seafood. You add your vegetables, and you add some kind of a vinegar, 1/4 cup, and some kind of a broth, 1/2 cup. You cover and cook, depending on the vegetable, for between anywhere from 5 to 30 minutes. Add salt and pepper to taste, transfer to a plate, garnish with fresh herbs, and serve. Now that's the basic template. You can make a world cuisine using that template by these permutations. After you've sauteed the onion for 5 minutes, you're then going to, if you want a Chinese stir fry, add dried parsley. If you want Indian curry, add 3 tablespoons curry powder and 1 tablespoon cilantro. If you want Italian marinara, add 3 tablespoons Italian seasoning. If you want Mexican chili, add 3 tablespoons chili powder. And then after the step where you've added the vegetables, for Chinese stir fry, you'll add 3 tablespoons of coconut aminos. And after vegetables are added, if you're making Italian marinara, you'll add 1/2 cup of marinara sauce and 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. That's my template. This is my overall approach. Liberate yourself from the food industry. Prepare your own food. Don't face the multiple decision points throughout the day of not eating red meat, not eating red meat, not eating red meat. Take the issue off the table by shopping in advance and preparing your own food. Hope these recommendations have been helpful. We're going to now move on to the frequently asked questions.